Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Shearer Smokes. And you join me back in the outdoors, back in amongst the trees. If it's not the glen or down by the river, then the next best place for me is out in the woods. I just love being just surrounded by local nature, and what a better place to come and enjoy a really nice pipe but out in the woods. So I had planned to, as I said, share with you my trip to Croatia part 2, but as you'll have seen from the teaser video I posted a couple of days ago, I had a really amazing afternoon with our good friend Gary, Olden in the Way, and his lovely wife Rita, who were over in the UK on a vacation, and it was just so good to catch up with them in person and spend a good quality few hours together. And what an afternoon we had. We met at their hotel just off the Royal Mile, and we had a nice walk up the Royal Mile where we stopped off for lunch, and it was so good because over the last year or so since Gary and I have been chatting online, the subject of fish and chips has always came up, as it was one of Gary's favourite memories from his last trip to UK. So of course that had to be the order of the day. So happy to report the lunch went down really well, and from there we headed off to a new venture in Edinburgh, and it was something I was very excited to go and visit, and so glad that Gary and Rita were able to come along with us and experience it for the first time with us. And it was the very new Puffing Rooms of Edinburgh, cigar, lounge and bar. Now Elaine and I have visited the one in Liverpool, which is featured in one of my previous videos, so to have one on our doorstep in Edinburgh is just amazing. And here's some footage just to show you what it was all about. So as you can see, a nice relaxing but classy place to go and enjoy a smoke, with a great range of Cuban cigars, and a great team at the venue as well to look after you, and we were looked after really well that afternoon. And on that afternoon Gary and I were able to enjoy a pipe together, which was just something I was looking forward to most, having never actually had a pipe in person with somebody. I've had a few pipe conversations online, but to actually sit next to Gary and just watch his technique for not only the smoking but also packing the pipe was it was just a master class in itself, and of course some great chat about different tobaccos. And talking of tobaccos, Gary very kindly brought me a few gifts over from the across the pond, and one of these being Fusilier's Ration. I shall pop in a closer picture at the end. Again, very first for me, so I've not tried that one. In the previous video you saw I was smoking the Cult Blood Red Moon, which was one of my favourite aromatics, so to have that brought across was just amazing, and that's what I smoked on the afternoon, which was just superb. And what I'm smoking today is one that Gary brought for me, and it is Mr. Christian's Brown Flake, which is just sublime. It's a matured brown Virginia flake, and I believe it's one of Gary's favourites, and having the first bowl today, I can honestly see why. And the pipe I'm using today, it's my Peterson System Standard, the 314. So a classic pipe to enjoy such a tasty blend. So Gary, when you catch up with this video after recovering from your jet lag, thank you very much, buddy. So good to meet you and Rita. Had an amazing time, and thank you again for the lovely gifts, and really enjoying this one today. And I'm just glad the sun's now peeping through the trees, and so to sit here and enjoy one of your favourite tobaccos is just amazing. So in the video that I posted earlier, you'd have noticed Gary enjoying a wee dram with his pipe, and later that evening Gary sent me a superb picture of himself and Rita enjoying a little nightcap back at the hotel, and the dram that they were having was actually a whisky my granddad bought back in 1969, the year I was born, and it was the famous Dimple, and here's a snapshot of that. So great seeing the whisky being enjoyed as it should be. So Gary, once again, thanks very much for taking the time out to meet up with Elaine and I. We had an amazing time in your company, such great stories, but as always we ran out of time, just as we do on our video calls. We could have sat at the puffer rooms for the rest of that evening very easily, so I think that goes a long way to show how our friendship has grown, thankfully through the YTPC. And as Gary said in the video, if you ever get the chance to actually meet up with fellow pipers from other areas, then yeah, it's definitely a thing to do. So we had to rush away early that evening, as we had to get back to Stirling for a family memorial. This week is known as Mitochondrial Awareness Week. It's a worldwide awareness appeal. And you may remember a couple of years ago I did a video in memory of my nephew who passed away because of this quite harrowing condition. And this weekend on Friday, just gone there, would have been Mark's 19th birthday. So on the Saturday we headed back into Stirling, and one of our most famous landmarks, especially in the Central Belt, the Wallace Monument, was lit up green for the night, green being the colour of the Mitochondrial Awareness. And yeah, it was quite emotional, but very, very impressive. And some family and friends, we all gathered together at the base, and we walked up to the Wallace Monument itself, and we laid down some flowers. And here's some shots from a rather spectacular night. So I think you would agree it looked quite magnificent, especially the darker the night went on. It started to light up around about 7:30, and then by 8 o'clock it was fully dark, and yeah, it did look quite spectacular. And we kind of moved about different areas and managed to get some really good shots in. And of course the whole point of the exercise was to raise awareness for mitochondrial, and also the charity involved, the Lilly Foundation. And we had a brilliant response on all social media platforms, which is what it was all about, just to spread the word. And So yes, I think we can safely say we did Mark proud. And after the walk we came back down to the car park at the base of the Wallace Monument, and every birthday that Mark had, we always had a Colin, the caterpillar cake, which was one of Mark's favourites, and we all enjoyed a slice and a hot cup of tea in the car park, and we shared some good memories and some good laughs. So although an emotional night, it was just nice to remember some good times. So yeah, so thankful to everybody that shared all the posts on their different social media platforms. So yeah, very, very happy with the response. So my next episode is going to be concentrating on part 2 of my trip to Croatia. So I'm hoping you'll tune back in and join me for that one. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get out and about and find a different location as a backdrop to that video. So as I said, I hope you'll join me for that one. The sun has just disappeared a little bit behind one of the clouds, but as yet no showers, so I think I should be safe enough to go for a little wander further down the railway line before returning back to my mum's and picking up the car. So that's the plan for today, and enjoy the rest of this tremendous blend. So thank you again, Gary. Really enjoying it, and I can see why it's one of your favourites. So on that happy note, as always, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you're all well and having a good week so far. And until the next time, as always, my name's Shearer. Enjoy your smokes.